Welcome back to What the Flicks, where you come for all your film and TV show needs, y'all. I'm Harrison.
And I'm Gabi.
If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe on this video. Please leave a comment after this video. Tell us what you like, what you don't like. Also, all of our social media links are going to be in the description box below as well. So please follow us on all those platforms. Today we got a good one for y'all. For all my nerds out there, I'm putting
you say
in quotation.
that all the time.
Not all the time. Not all the time.
Yes, you do. You say that every time. Today we got a good one for you. You say that every time.
Oh, yeah. Because we do. We always got a good one for y'all every time, damn it. But today we have a throwback for y'all. Gabi, what's on the agenda?
It's not really a throwback, but you know. Today we have a good little topic. Okay, I see you. Star Trek. The creator, Gene Roddenberry, a visionary, or did he just plant the seed of influence? Shout out to Ed. I was at a why are you laughing? I was at a little gathering with some family members, and this conversation came up, and a good little neighbor, Ed, he just happened to bring this up, and this was really interesting. So we're just gonna talk about it today.
Yeah, we're not Trekkies, y'all. I mean, we're not Trekkies, but hey, why not talk about it? Shout out my mom. She's a Trekkie.
Oh, my mom is too.
Yeah, Trekkie gang for life.
I mean, I guess you can't really rep that if you're not a Trekkie, but okay.
No, to them, I was meaning.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so Star Trek was created in 1964, but it premiered in 1966 and ran for 3 seasons. And in 1987, Star Trek: The Next Generation premiered, which is my mom's favorite, Next Generation.
Yeah, my mom's favorite too.
Oh, wow. So Gene actually consulted on that until his death in 1991. Actually, and he also produced and consulted on the Star Trek films.
Cool. Dang.
So he was very active on what he created.
Yeah.
So what we really want to get into at first, in the beginning, is the technology. Because, I mean, warp drive, the replicator, touchscreens, flip phones, we all have access to all of that. And that was all technology that you could see in Star Trek in the 60s.
Yeah.
I mean, with warp drive, NASA said that warp drive could be possible soon.
I'm not surprised, honestly. That's crazy. We already have hovercraft now, and I mean, technically we don't. Government don't come after me, but we have seen sightings.
That's not true. You can't say that we haven't. I mean, they've shown it, like even on Instagram, they've shown stuff like that. So you can't say like they haven't. From what I've read, which I was going to bring that up later. From what I've read, it can only stay in the air for about 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I read an article about that too one day. I was just like, oh shoot. They even had a car running on water too.
So like the replicator, or molecular synthesizer. Goodness gracious, can't read.
Molecular synthesizer. That's a mouthful.
It can create almost anything out of thin air. So that's what that was from the show. So that's basically similar to a 3D printer.
Nah, yeah. Damn. I didn't even catch that.
They had touchscreens.
Of course.
I mean, and of course, we have touchpads, phones, all of that.
Phones, laptops. Yep.
And I mean, they basically had like
Yeah,
their
little.
communication things, which were, I mean,
Hmm.
we have flip phones.
Yeah. That's crazy about the
So I
point of
mean,
view.
I think that that's actually a very interesting that's very interesting
Yeah.
because where where did he get that idea? Where did those ideas originate from? Does he just have like a very broad information in imagination? You know,
Imagination.
I mean, even children have broad imaginations, but you know, not every child is just dreaming up stuff that we can actually have access to this very day.
Right. They be coming up with some like different types of animals or something. Like they don't have like they don't think about inventions and things that will impact the world.
And during the conversation we were having, Ed, shout out to Ed, but he was saying that he thought that um, he thought that it was possible that Gene was visited, and you know I don't necessarily agree with that, but the further when I was taking all these notes, I kept thinking about it, and I was like, the idea has to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
Where the hell did it come from?
Visited. No, that's crazy.
And now, like
I'm.
planting the seed of influence, I'm like, I'm here, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
definitely, you influenced all of this technology, but then you're like, you're so you're on the we're on the cusp of influencing, only saying, yeah, he just that's how smart he was. He just influenced everybody, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He just influenced the people that did Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? It was just iconic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, because if you think about like Star Trek has a lot of the the technology that has like even made it into to media that we have now, like warp speed, uh the replicate oh my gosh, replicator. I mean,
Sound
it's
like
transcended through media. Think about
yeah.
Smart House, think about Xenon, think about Interstellar,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Spy Kids.
exactly, it just goes through the sci-fi genre.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's definitely planted that seed, but on the side of the visionary, I just keep thinking about like where that idea came from,
Right.
and
Like
I
what?
just think that like was he studying something? Like it's so
Well,
hard to tell because
yeah. Like
like what was
what?
his creative process, and it's so hard to know because it. I
It
mean, first of
just.
all, it was the '60s, but like what
Mm-hmm.
access to what information did did he have, because I think that would be the information I would need to make that decision, because
Mm-hmm.
it's without it you just have to you'd have to guess, and it's really up to you.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
it's what you think, because of course, think about Star Wars. Star Wars has a few technological advances as well,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
You have um like I said, the hovercraft, the I can't talk. I'm sorry. It has the hovercraft,
Mm-hmm.
and the one you were talking about is called the Lazarus. LMB 496.
Oh, okay, yeah,
That's what I'm saying. The government's not coming
yeah,
after you if all that
yeah. No,
information is already out there.
nah, yeah,
Um, Unmanned aerial vehicles, which was the battle drones in Star Wars. I mean, we have regular drones.
yeah,
We have um, other kinds of aerial vehicles that could be unmanned.
yeah.
There's like multiple kinds of unmanned aerial vehicles. You can like film drones.
Yeah, I was about
Like
to say film
there's
drones.
there's
Like,
multiple kinds of drones. Like
yeah, there's film drones. There's the government drones. There's photography. Like, even though photography and film they use the same type of drones, but still, just depends. It they're unmanned, and you only gotta. Sometimes they even have those like
the
visors
AI
or
goggles.
yeah, the
Yeah.
goggles, and you can actually fly the drone. Not AI. It's just I think it
Oh yeah.
comes
I mean,
with
like the Google glasses type thing. I mean, it's not
yeah,
the same thing, but
yeah, but
it's
they have like a
similar to
visor.
that.
Yeah, they have like a visor, and they can actually see where the drone is going, and they can control it. Like, yeah, shoot.
You got
Even
like
though
the. Oh, I'm sorry. You were saying something.
I was just saying, even the like little RC like pilot uh planes or whatever,
And
and
that's more of
cars.
a vehicle. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, Humanoid robots. If you think about like R2D2 and stuff like that.
mm-hmm.
Um, C3PO, that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff. I didn't mean to say
Yeah.
that.
Shoot,
But
and
I mean, you can add data to that category. So I mean, add uh,
shoot
because
A Roomba. That's pretty much
right.
a quote unquote
Oh, but
drone.
I was saying you can add data to that because if you want to say that um excuse me, if you want to say that Star Wars has something that Star Trek doesn't, but I mean, if you have humanoid robots, Star Trek does have data, so
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. And a Roomba is not a humanoid robot, and it doesn't have AI,
Yeah, nah.
so no, no Roomba, no Roomba. I guess if you gave a Roomba AI and some hands and
No, no, that's
you know
doing
what
too
I just
much.
started thinking about? You know what I just
What?
started thinking about?
Hmm.
The Megan meme.
The what?
You remember Megan?
Uh-huh. No.
I started thinking about the meme of her dancing. That movie was awful. It could have been great. I don't know if you guys saw
It
the
was
movie
alright,
Megan.
man.
I saw it. It could have been great. They should have leaned into the horror aspect of it, but
Yeah,
it could have been great. It was just meh, kind of boring.
yeah.
Um, but I don't know why my brain just started thinking about it at the humanoid robot. I just was thinking of the Megan meme of her dancing because that was everywhere before that movie came out. Before that movie came out, that meme was all over the place.
No.
Um, so I was about to say something and I kind of forgot what I was about to say. But in Star Wars, they had less advanced technology. Um, so I think they weren't really worried about it surpassing Gene, or there
Star
was
Trek.
less chance of it. Uh, I was just saying it was less chance of it surpassing Gene's technology
Ah,
because it was all. I was reading something about it, and they were saying that I mean Star Wars was going for more of a minimalist type thing when it came to the technology because Star Wars is less focused on technology and more focused on the war.
no facts. Facts. Like like, and if you really think about it, the only type of technology we really remember from Star Wars is just, of course, the lightsaber,
And the robots.
and the robots, and the little pew pews. But other than that, not really much technological advancement as Star Trek. Star Trek is like,
That's literally what it's about.
yeah, no, yeah,
But Star Wars is more long ago. It literally starts with long ago in a
mm-hmm,
galaxy far, far away. Whereas Star Trek is based in the future.
mm-hmm,
It's futuristic advancement, whereas Star Wars is long. It's long ago, so you're not focused on the future. It does
right,
have some technological advancements compared to us, but it's not necessarily supposed to be more. It's not necessarily supposed to be more advanced than us. Because it's supposed to be more focused on the people than it is on the technology. Of course,
mm-hmm,
they want some technology that's fancier because those types of stories they want to wow you. Those adventure
yeah,
type stories, that sci-fi, of course, they always want to wow you. But when it's closer to home, when it's closer to the heart, it's closer to people. When it's focused on people, they always want to wow you. They want something to draw your eyes to. But when it's more focused on people, then they want less of those things. Because of course the prop department would have to make so much of that too. So I mean,
for
it's
sure.
just so much.
Like, we already have to do practical effects and all this other stuff. We can't do a whole bunch of props as well. It's yeah,
That would be so much to do. So yeah, it makes sense that they wouldn't want that much.
yeah.
Um, and imagine, and the costume department does C3PO. So I mean, that would be a lot
You said
because
they
it's
did,
not.
or if they did.
I'm pretty sure that's not a practical effect. C3PO is actually a person.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah,
I mean, think about I mean, C3PO is similar to like Voldemort. Like that's actually a person in there.
right,
It's
yeah,
not like it's a practical effect.
yeah. Because there's no way you can just make up that damn screen.
Yeah, I think R2D2 is actually a practical effect.
Oh shoot, I'm getting see now I'm
You
getting
get confused.
I got mixed up with the two. My fault. My
Yeah,
fault. My fault, y'all. My fault.
yeah,
Yeah, C3PO is
it's the gold
definitely
one.
he's a gold one. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's definitely a person. R2D2. Yeah,
yeah.
my fault. Brain fart.
um, but in my opinion, I think that G was ahead of his time. Um, does that make him a visionary? Is where we are though. Let's Okay, hold on. Because
I
the exact definition of visionary says
about to ask.
thinking thinking about or planning the future with imagination or wisdom. And the second one says relating to or able to see visions in a dream or trance or as a supernatural apparition or apparition.
No, it's apparition or No, I'm looking at
It's
it. Oh yeah,
apparition. It's
apparition. Yeah,
apparition.
apparition.
There's no A right there. That's an I.
Yeah, that's I to I. Um, see when you put it like that.
Especially with that second one.
Yeah, with the
It,
second one, relating to or able to see visions in a dream or a trance.
so so you see
Ah, I'm a. I'm gonna put it like this. In order to create, in order to have ideas like that from into what's it called? Can you still hear me?
yes.
Okay. In order for you to have ideas for those type of technological advancements, you need to have some form of imagination or be essentially a visionary. So in my mind, I think it's a bit of both. You have to have a vision in order to create something. So could he have had dreams about it? Yes, but you have to have a special type of mind to think of something like that.
I feel you.
So I think he honestly might be both. I think he's both a visionary and
An influence.
an influence.
I feel like the influence part comes with the territory. Um, because similar to what you said, you have with these ideas to have ideas, you have to have wisdom. You have to have
Mm-hmm.
you have to have imagination. That's one of the most important parts. You have to have imagination. Um, you have to have some sort of. For me, there's one thing that's nagging at me. There's some sort of research or knowledge or what have you that I believe that he may have had, that he may have been doing, like he
Mm-hmm.
had an idea and there was further knowledge behind it,
Like,
like these were informed decisions that he made, like,
mm-hmm.
so I don't necessarily think that I don't necessarily believe. I won't go as far as to say he he like had an apparition of this, like he kind of just,
Like,
you see what I'm saying, like he kind of
yeah,
just
like
popped it out,
it just
I
popped in his
like
head, and
these
then boom,
feel
yeah, now I want this. Like,
right, like this seems like an informed decision. All of
yeah,
these things go together. These are thematical. You know what I'm
mm-hmm.
saying? No
Yeah,
one could just do the kind of work that this is, has to be, you have to study some of these things. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I think it's
And
no. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
there's somewhat of information behind it. I'm not saying that he was out here studying. He was out here like a full-fledged scientist. You know what I'm saying? I'm not
Right,
saying that
right.
but I'm saying that he was somewhat informed. And in order
Yeah.
to have that information, he had an idea behind that information.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that he had an idea of what he wanted to do and then got some information, started to plan, and then got some more information. You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying like an
Mm-hmm.
informed decision, because there's so much about this that you can't just spit out, especially in a time like the 60s. There's so much that they didn't have that you just would be like, I don't believe that you could just barf that out. You know, you're not just pooping out something like that.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, I think also. I think it's a matter of like, have you? I guess have y'all, but I'm just talking to you, Gabby. Have you seen like those type of like? I've seen like cars back way when like in the 60s and like maybe 70s or whatever, where
Mhm.
like they would have a back seat, then another row, and then the driver's seat. But the driver's seat could swivel and turn to talk to people in the back, like actually turn their chair and be able to
Right.
sit. Like you see those type of inventions. You see like even with old fridges, like they had different types of racks and different types of I guess you would say different types of I don't know, drawers that would keep certain type of items cool or whatever. So they had like there are some inventions back then that we don't have now that we look at now as like, oh, that was actually pretty cool.
Mhm.
And I think with Gene, I think he was influenced by maybe some of the stuff that they had back then of like, oh, this might be cool. Like, oh, it would be cool if like we could have a flip phone since we already have a landline or something, and we always got to keep on doing this. Why can't we just have it like this and flip it? Like, you're
That's
right.
what I'm saying, to
Yeah,
improve
like they're
upon
like,
technology. But that's what
yeah,
I'm saying. That's what the
yeah,
show is about. If it's
yeah,
about knowledge and the seeking of knowledge,
hmm
that's something
yeah,
tells me that a person like that did not make an uninformed decision.
yeah, yeah. I would say, yeah. He had to have some form of, I would call it influence, but it's pretty much the same thing what you're saying. Like he was informed about it of something in order to make these type of changes and be like, oh, well, that would be cool if it would do that, and then yeah, we can also do this and blah blah blah. So yeah, I don't think he just, like you said, I don't think he just like, I have an idea and just write it down. No, because I mean, with anything, like, just shoot, we're filmmakers. We try to think of different things, but
Right.
but as a
You gotta
creative person,
workshop it at least like 4 times.
yeah, like 4 or 5 times, like you have to think, oh, well, how would this work in, like, just thinking about what different camera shots that I would do in a video. And then I think about some of the movies I've seen back way when, or I watch YouTube videos about how people do certain types of um angles or lighting. Like, especially when it comes to writing, you see, she was talking about workshopping something creative. Writing is the same thing. You have to do multiple drafts. You have to think about, like, have they already seen this? What can we improve on? I think it's just I think it's a blend of um being a visionary and also being um what's the word? Um a visionary and, I don't want to say revolutionist. Um I can't think of the word. But he's not just a visionary, he's also imaginative, I guess. I can't think of the word.
I think that he is a very intelligent man who
Absolutely.
has who is also, I want to go with the word creative. I don't think that's a strong enough word. I think, I guess imaginative is a good word for it, but just a
Yeah.
strong sense of not just imagination, but he understands, just understands science, understands creativity and imagination, and I believe that that really helped him persevere and really go through. Because if you look at the things that he did, because like I said earlier, he produced and consulted on not just the Star Trek movies, but the next
The
generation
show.
series, and of course he created the original show.
Mm-hmm.
So he was coming up with the technology the for all of this, and he created this whole little universe. And like I said, this has influenced sci-fi for decades. Like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of this, not just sci-fi, but it's also influenced our actual lives. Think about that.
Yep.
Not just
Mm-hmm.
not just media, but the world that we live in. This man
Yep.
has just transcended outside of media to our lives.
Yeah.
We were actually able to take the things that he created and apply it to, like, actually figure out how to apply that to real life.
Yeah. Like we have flip phones,
Like,
we have touch screens, all types of with all types of
you gotta clap
laptops.
it up for that man.
Yeah, I think honestly he was one of the original trendsetters. One of the original, like, when it comes to technological advances, the idea of it, he was one of them. I can't even lie, because it's crazy. We got 3D printers now. Can come up out of thin air. We got a touch screen right here. We used to have flip phones. What the hell? It's crazy.
I
It's
mean,
freaking
we
crazy.
still have flip phones. They haven't gone anywhere. If you need a burner
No, I said,
phone, you
I
got
said we
flip
still got
phones.
flip phones. Yeah, yeah. It's Gene. You did your thing, bro. You need. We're giving you your flowers. I
Yeah.
don't. You're not a one trick pony. Nobody can tell you that. Oh, he was
Mm-mm.
just a visionary. Nah. He was the original technology trendsetter.
That's what I'm saying. There's a lot more than just popping out an idea. It's
Yeah,
more than just I saw something. You know what I'm saying? I
yeah.
truly think that it's deeper than that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I
And
think
plus,
that being a visionary is all well and good or whatever. Like,
mm-hmm.
that's great. But it feels a little surface level.
Yeah,
When you think
yeah,
about it, I this right here, it seems like this man was a really hard working man, and that I truly see. To me, to me, it seems like he put a lot of hard work into this, and it seems like I said, like he was well informed.
yeah. Because in order to be like, you can have ideas all the live long day you want. You can be like, oh yeah, this is a cool idea, and you can but just because you can think of an idea doesn't mean you can go on Shark Tank and get and get all these billionaires to um uh fund your project. Like, no, you have to think of the nooks and crannies of what it is you're trying to invent or the idea of it. He didn't just think of like, oh, a touch screen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh yeah, it's just a touch screen and you touch it. No, you can communicate through this. I'm not saying he like like he also came up with the flip phone. I mean the flip thing or whatever. It's a form of communication. We have that. We have what was the
You talking
term that
about
they use?
the replicator?
Yeah, the replicator. He has that. But now he got 3D printing. He was thinking of all of these things. It's not like he also had to think of these
The ways that they
objects
use
as
it.
the way that they use it. What are their flaws? Like, he didn't just think of it and be like, okay, yeah, boom, everything's saved. No, there's flaws when it comes to these inventions. Like, that's what makes it. That's why he was the trailblazer for this, for sci-fi, in my opinion. The original, one of the original trailblazers of this.
Oh, that's what I
Because
was saying earlier.
yeah, like, it's I can't just think of a movie and be like, okay, cool, yeah, boom, I got a movie idea. No, gotta freaking flesh that out, man. The hell?
I mean, you definitely can just think of an idea, but you
I mean,
definitely have to do
you
more work than just
you
thinking of
gotta
the idea. Yeah.
yeah, you gotta actually execute it. You gotta think of all the different details. Details matter, and that's what
Details is
Gene
what
was
makes
all
it
about.
work.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
Yep.
that that's what I was trying to say. That like it, it's the details that really, because I mean, you can have an idea, and I guess this is similar to what you were saying, but you can have an idea. You could create an idea,
Mm-hmm.
but what would really make that? I mean, like think about inventions, right? You can take the
Mm-hmm.
idea, and then what's next?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. Well, what are
Right.
you going to do with just an idea?
Yeah. You got the plans for it, but what is this? What type of material are you going to use? How are you going to get these materials? How much are these materials going to cost? Like, and I'm not saying like he was thinking about how much would this cost. He
Right.
was just thinking, but I mean, just from an invention standpoint, you got to think about all these things. So in order for you to think about it through the lens of a filmmaker, that gives him even more props.
It was
Cause
fleshed out pretty well.
yeah, and y'all got to remember this was in like late '60s, early '70s. We didn't have all this and like you know
Well, that's the point.
laptops and yeah, like no, I know. I'm just reminding folks. Like, come on now.
That's this library. You got to go to that library.
Yeah, you gotta go to the library, read them thick ass books. Um, but
But
yeah,
that's
shout
all
out
I
Gene.
have. Yeah.
That's all I have too. Shout out to Gene I don't want to get his name.
Roddenberry.
Roddenberry. I don't know
Roddenberry.
what.
Yeah. Not
Roddenberry.
Rottenberry. Roddenberry.
Roddenberry. I'm sorry. Shout out Gene Roddenberry. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, man. But shout out to you. You one of them ones. You him. You're him. But yeah. If that's all we got, um,
Yes.
yeah,
Let us know your opinion in the comments below.
yeah. Do you think he's just a visionary, or do you think he's just more than that? Um, yeah. Tell us what you like, what you don't like about this episode. First off, thank y'all so much for watching. We hope y'all enjoyed. Again, all of our social media links are going to be in the description box below.
Would you like us to do
Yeah.
more topics like this? Let us know in the comments below as well. Please leave a
Mm-hmm.
comment. It helps us with the algorithm. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. We love y'all.
Yeah. But yeah. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.